Okay. So we have completed 80C series, now 80D series. In 80D series, what you must understand, and due to COVID-19, obviously everybody have understood the importance of having medical insurance policies. So I don't have to explain you why medical insurance policies are important. But we will discuss the deduction, how it works in 80D. 80D means medical insurance. The deduction for medical insurance premium plus contribution to central government health scheme we are discussing in totality. Okay. You can contribute for, please understand, you can either contribute for group 1 people or you can contribute for group 2 people. Let us talk in group 1 and group 2. See, group 1 and group 2 is not a language used by the section. That is the language we use for our better understanding. In group 1, we are having a self assessee, or we can say there is a assessee who is eligible, spouse of the assessee is eligible, and only dependent children. Very important understanding here, my dear friend. Only dependent children are covered here, not independent children. Spouse can be dependent, spouse can be independent. Spouse is definitely covered. Only for these 3 assessee you have to think. So for this 3 assessee, the maximum amount of deduction that is available right now in India is rupees 25,000. Maximum deduction is 25,000. This is what you should fix here. For self, spouse and dependent children, the maximum deduction is 25,000. Okay. If anybody from this particular class becomes a resident senior citizen, age 60 years or more, very important word, resident. This benefit is available only for resident senior citizen. If somebody becomes a resident senior citizen, then the maximum limit will be increased to 50,000. Okay. 25,000 will be doubled to 50,000 with a logic. More old age people policies are more costly in the market. Please understand, the policy for me is 18,000 rupees, but policy for my mother is more than 30,000 rupees because she is nearby the senior citizen age. So whenever you become a senior citizen or assessee becomes a senior citizen, the cost of policy goes up. Therefore, government is allowing us to take a deduction of 50,000 also. So when you are earning a good amount of money, you are not only responsible for yourself, you are also responsible for your parents. Now parents can be mother and father, obviously can be, please understand, your parents can be dependent or independent. Okay, they will try to confuse with the word. The parents are not dependent on assessee. Ignore that. Whether parents are dependent or independent doesn't make any difference. Parents are parents, and therefore you are supposed to take care of them if they are not feeling well or they are admitted in the hospital when you are earning money. Okay, so they say for parents also we will have another limit of maximum rupees 25,000. Okay, we will have another limit of maximum 25,000. So there are 2 limits you need to understand. For group 1 assessee, spouse and dependent children 25,000. Parents, whether they are dependent or independent, another 25,000. Sir, what if Amma or Appa becomes a resident senior citizen? If somebody or one of the parent is a resident senior citizen, this limit will become 50,000 rupees. Okay. Sir, what if we are going for preventive health checkup? In COVID time, this is very important to have a preventive health checkup. Even if nothing is happening to you, people are going and getting checked just to make sure that actually nothing is happening to them. So if you are going for a preventive health checkup, please understand, if you are going for a preventive health checkup, the internal limit is not external limit, it's not additional deduction. The internal limit on preventive health checkup is rupees, anybody knows? Internal limit for preventive health checkup is how much?
5,000.
Very good, 5,000. And this
5,000.
is not 5,000 group wise, this is 5,000 in totality. Meaning thereby in 80D, maximum deduction that you can claim for yourself for parents is 5,000, not more than 5,000. Please understand, this preventive health checkup you can pay even in cash. Very, very important. Preventive health checkup, you can make payment even in cash because you are going and visiting doctor. Obviously, when we are visiting doctor, we may give him check, we may give him online transfer, or majority case we pay the cash. Therefore, they have allowed the cash only for preventive health checkup. For medical insurance premium, it has to be by any mode other than cash. It has to be by any mode other than cash. So this is what you should understand about ATCCD. Okay. Apart from that, we have written so many things. One more point I would like to tell you. So what if my parents are senior citizen? What if my parents are resident senior citizen and they don't even have medical insurance policy? Obviously, when they are admitted in the hospital, I have spent a very good amount of money that is known as medical expenditure, my dear friend. It's not medical insurance, it's medical expenditure. And earlier medical expenditures were not covered by ATD. ATD covers only prevention. Prevention is better than cure. Therefore, they say if you have taken the policy, we will give you the deduction. If you are actually paying money in the hospital, we will not give you deduction. So deduction is available only for medical premium, not for medical expenditure. But definitely for resident senior citizen, Arun Jaitley sir has amended the law by saying, no, we should allow the deduction for medical expenditure in respect of those resident senior citizen who does not have policies, and that is available up to maximum 50,000. Okay. That is available up to maximum 50,000. So this is what is written here. You can see this is applicable to individual HF, resident or non-resident. You can take group 1 assessee spouse. Most important for children, it has to be dependency. Sir, what if I have taken policy for brother? Not allowed. Grandparents? Not allowed. Neighbor? Not allowed. Okay. Maximum assessee spouse and dependent children, or parents. Parents can be dependent or independent, or for HF, any member of the family. Payment has to be by any mode other than cash, but preventive health checkup can be paid in cash. The table of deduction is like this. By default, for group 1 assessee, self, spouse and dependent children, maximum limit is 25,000. Additional 25,000 will be given when somebody in this particular group is a resident senior citizen. Same goes with a parent, same goes for HUF. Okay. Sir, medical expenditure for a resident senior citizen not covered by medical insurance policy. Not covered by medical insurance policy, 50,000 in each case, it is given there. Max to max deduction for group 1 will be 50,000 and max to max deduction for group 2 will be 50,000, not more than that. The aggregate payment of preventive health checkup will not exceed 5,000, will never exceed 5,000. Okay. Sir, what if I have taken a 3 years policy? Now, earlier, there was a time when we will get only 1 year policy. But with the amendment in the IRDA Act, now you can take policy for 2 years or 3 years. What if you have taken a policy for 3 years and you are making payment in lump sum? You are making payment in lump sum. Please understand, when somebody is making payment in lump sum now, obviously he's making payment for 3 years. If somebody has paid 1,20,000, my dear friend, somebody has paid 1,20,000 for 3 years. And if you are comparing deduction only for 1 year, obviously in year 2 and year 3, he is not going to make any payment. In year 2, year 3 is not going to make any payment. He has made payment of lump sum premium in year 1 only. So you should not give deduction only in the year 1. You should spread this over the period of 3 years. Therefore, they say whenever lump sum premium is paid, please understand the deduction will be 1 divided by total number of relevant previous year for which the premium was paid. Therefore, allocated premium you have to check in year 1, year 2 and year 3. In my example, because the policy was for 3 years, every time you have to check 40,000, 40,000, 40,000 limit. So though assessee have paid a lump sum premium in year 1, he will get deduction over the period of 3 years. That is the beneficial for him. Otherwise, with a maximum limit of 25,000, he will get only deduction of 25,000 in year 1, and then people will not make lump sum premium, which is reasonable, which is available at discounted rate. Paying lump sum premium in practical life give you little more discount. So we are encouraging people, no, you make a payment in lump sum also. Don't worry about the deduction. Deduction will be spreaded over the period of the policy period. Okay. This is ATD. We will discuss one or two questions on ATD. Mr. A, age 40 years, please understand, Mr. A, age 40 years, paid medical insurance premium 20,000 during the year to ensure his health as well as health of his spouse. Obviously, for group 1, Group 1, he has made payment of 20,000 till now. Okay. He has also paid medical insurance premium of 47,000 during the year to ensure the health of his father, age 63 years, who is not dependent on him. Eligible or not eligible? Please tell me. Will he get deduction for father? Father is not dependent on him.
Eligible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, eligible, because father may be dependent or independent. Only for children you have to check whether they are dependent or not. So for group 2, they have made payment of 47,000. Till now, this is the eligibility. He contributed 3,600 to the central government health scheme. Okay, there is another scheme 3,600 where he has deposited money. So this will fall in group 1. He has incurred 3,000 in cash on a preventive health checkup of himself. First of all, cash is allowed for preventive health checkup. But will I allow deduction of 3,000? If I write 3,000 here, the total becomes more than, please understand, 23,600 was already, 23,600 was already covered. Plus 3,000 if I make, the deduction becomes 26,600. Tell me, can I take 26,600 as a deduction for group 1?
No.
No,
The
sir.
maximum deduction is 25,000. Therefore, we say, okay, you have made this deposit, but maximum deduction will be 25,000. Therefore, you will not get 3,000 deduction. This will be a balancing figure. Please compute it as a balancing figure. How much deduction I should get? So, sir, up to here, my limit was 23,600 exhausted. So, from 25,000, if I remove 23,600, only 1,400 I should claim deduction here. Are you clear with this 1,400 calculation? I paid 3,000, but I will get deduction of only 1,400, balancing figure. Okay. Now, he has spent another 4,000 by check on the preventive health checkup for his father. Sir, for father, he will not get 4,000 rupees deduction, sir. The maximum deduction that for father he can claim is the balancing figure. So the total should become 50,000. Because for father, he cannot take more than 50,000. So though he has paid 4,000, he will get maximum deduction of 3,000. And one more check you have to apply. After giving preventive health checkup 1,400 here and 3,000 for the father, maximum of 5,000 should not be exceeded. So maximum deduction of preventive health checkup should be 5,000, and it is definitely within the 5,000. So how do you present this kind of question in exam? Please understand, this is a standard format for ATD. You should always start with a group 1. You should always start with the group 1, self, spouse and dependent children. Whatever expenditure he has done, 20,000 he has paid, the eligible is also 20,000. 3,600 he has paid, the eligible is also 3,600. 3,000 he has paid, but no, maximum deduction is, sir, maximum deduction is 1,400. So this is how you should learn, because the total should be 25,000. Am I clear with the presentation part? This is how you are supposed to present. Amount paid and amount allowed. Amount paid, amount allowed are the two columns you should make for ATD always. This is the most easiest pattern of solving question. Is it clear? Is it clear, my dear students, for group 1?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now for senior citizen,
Yes.
parents are 47,000 paid, 47,000 allowed, 4,000 paid, but only 3,000 allowed. Only 3,000 allowed because the total cannot exceed 50,000. Therefore, total deduction cannot exceed 75,000. Okay. This is one type of question. With little modification, there will be another question. Mr. Y, age 40 years, paid medical insurance premium of 22,000. So group 1, we are talking about 22,000 eligible, amount paid, amount eligible. To ensure his health as well as health of spouse and dependent children. Okay. He also paid medical insurance premium 33,000 during the year to ensure the health of his mother, age 67 years, who is not dependent on him. But still it is allowed, sir. For group 2, 33,000 allowed. Okay. Always keep in mind how much is maximum limit left here. Here 3,000 left and here almost 17,000 left. Next, he incurred medical expenditure, kharcha, medical expenditure of 20,000 on his father, age 71 years, who is not dependent, not covered by any medical policy. Earlier it was not allowed, now it is allowed. But if I write 20,000 here, my dear friend, it is crossing 15,000. It is crossing 50,000 limit. Therefore, the maximum limit I should write here is 70,000. So the total for group 2 should become 50,000. It cannot be more than 50,000. So this is the balancing figure. This is how we play the game. His father is also not dependent on him. That's okay. He contributed 6,000 to central government health scheme. If I write 6,000 here, it is crossing 25,000. Therefore, maximum which I can write here is 3,000. So that maximum it should become 25,000 and the total deduction should become 75,000, not more than that. This is how you should present your answer in the old pattern. Next one. Okay. Next one is 80 double D. How I remember this section, double dependency or dependent disabled. In your family, unfortunately, somebody is dependent on you. Who is somebody, sir? That somebody can be your spouse, brother, sister, children, mother, father, or for HUF, it can be any member of HUF. So you can understand here the list of relative is little wider. It can be spouse, it can be brother, it can be sister, it can be children, it can be mother, it can be father. So parents, brother, sister, and children and spouse. Close family. Your close family is covered here, sir. And if you have to spend money on their medical treatment or you have to deposit money for their future, then you will get a deduction because you are doing a noble cause. Obviously, you are taking care of a dependent disabled in your family. You are doing a very noble cause. We are very proud about you. And therefore, we will give you standard deduction the way we have given that standard deduction in ATU. Okay. What was the standard deduction in ATU? 75,000 or 1,25,000 in the as per the applicable scenario. So if the dependent disabled is normally disabled, then 75,000. If it is severely disabled or both eye blind, then it is 1,25,000. This is the limit that we have already remembered for ATU. My question here is, if assessee have spent, please understand, 20,000 on dependent disabled. Okay, normal dependent disabled. How much deduction he will get? How much deduction he will get? Assessee have spent only 20,000 rupees. How much deduction he will get? Please give me the answer. Everyone, please.
75,000.
Yes, exactly, my dear student. The deduction is 75,000 because in two sections, in whole chapter 6A, there are two sections, ATU and ATDD, where we are having a standard deduction. So what do you mean by standard deduction? The amount of deduction is fixed. It will be either 75,000 or 1,25,000 or zero. Either you will not get deduction. If you get a deduction, it will be either 75,000 or 1,25,000. There cannot be any other number in these two sections. ATU and ATDD are the two standard deduction sections we are having in chapter 6A. Apart from this two standard deduction section, in heads of income, in income from salary head, you are having 50,000 standard deduction. In income from house property head, you are having 30% of NAV as a standard deduction. And apart from this, you are having standard deduction in IFOS, interest on delayed compensation, that is from government. If you get the delayed compensation, 50% of standard deduction is available there. 50% of the interest received. These are the three standard deduction we are having in heads of income. Apart from these three, these are the additional two that you can remember. In short, there are only 5 standard deductions we are having in whole income tax law according to your syllabus. Okay. Next, let us discuss one or two questions here. X is a resident individual and he has deposited 50,000 with Life Insurance Corporation every year for maintenance of his handicapped grandfather. I don't have to read the balance question. Can you please tell me how much is the deduction available?
Nothing, sir.
So no deduction.
Sir, no deduction. Why, sir, no deduction? Because he has deposited for grandfather. Only parents, brother, sister, spouse, and my children are covered here. Grandparents are not covered in the section. Sir, then they are asking you, what will be the amount of deduction if he has made this deposit for his dependent father? Tell me, he has deposited 50,000. How much deduction you would have allowed if it was for father? Not for grandfather, for father.
75,000.
75,000.
75,000, but in question they have not mentioned, please understand, in question they have not mentioned whether it is a severe disability or normal disability. They have not mentioned, and therefore two possible answers are there, and we should write both the possible answer. By default answer is 75,000, no doubt in that, irrespective of amount deposited. But you should write also one more line. In case his father has a severe disability, then the deduction would be 1,25,000 instead of 75,000. So if there are two possible answer in examination, you should write both the possible answer by making first answer as your main answer and second answer as your alternative answer. Okay, this is what you should have done. Next one. So what if assessee is having some kind of specified disease? Okay, cancer or HIV or some kind of very severe disease. There is a list of some, 10-20 diseases that we are having in the list. We are not supposed to remember that list. What if assessee is having some kind of severe diseases, but still he is earning money? Okay, still he is earning money. He's earning money and he's taking care of his medical expenditure. Okay, so assessee is having a cancer. Assessee is a cancer patient. He's working in an organization. He's earning the salary and he's spending money for his own treatment. We are proud about him. We are very delighted that he's taking care of self. So we have to give deduction of this medical expenditure under 80 CCD, 80 DDB, 80 DDB, big disease. How I have remembered this? Big disease, big doctor. Okay, 80 DDB, big disease, big doctor. So 80 DDB says bada bimari, bada doctor. Okay, in Hindi I say like that. So medical treatment for a specified disease is available in this particular pattern. Actual amount spent, maximum rupees 40,000 for ordinary citizens and 1 lakh rupees for resident senior citizen. Whichever is lower will be the eligible amount. Please understand, whichever is lower will be the eligible amount. From eligible amount, we have to subtract insurance claim or amount given by employer. If somebody is giving you money, then we have to subtract that, and then the net amount will be available as a deduction. Assessee should have incurred the expenditure. So on whom? On self, dependent relative like spouse, children, parent, brother, sister, and for HF, any member of the family. Let us take one example here because we don't have any question on 80 DDB. Say for understanding, assessee is having cancer, which is a eligible specified disease, and he has actually spent, actual expenditure is 2 lakh rupees. Okay, actual expenditure is 2 lakh rupees, and his employer has given or insurance company has given only 60,000 rupees to him, or not only 60,000, let us take only 15,000 to him. Okay, employer has paid only 15,000 rupees to take care of his expenditure. So actual expenditure is 1 lakh, 2 lakh. How do we compute deduction under 80 DDB? And I am angry with 80 DDB calculation because it is not legally right, logically right. Legally it is, I'm showing you, but it's not logically right calculation. Please understand, actual expenditure they are comparing with maximum deduction. Because my assessee is a normal assessee, is not a he's not a resident senior citizen. The limit is 40,000 rupees. Okay, 2 lakh or 40,000, whichever is lower, is eligible amount. Eligible amount will become 40,000, and from 40,000 they are going to deduct insurance company or employer contribution. Whatever employer contribution was given by insurance company, 15,000, and assessee will get net deduction of please understand 25,000. Okay, this is the deduction that assessee is going to get in 80 DDB. Now, what is wrong here, ethically and logically wrong? Sir, assessee have incurred 2 lakh rupees expenses, whereas he's getting deduction of only 25,000, and his employer had given him only 15,000. Sir, this is something wrong. Actual section should have deducted employer contribution from 2 lakh rupees, and then the net amount should have been compared with the limit. At least assessee should have get 40,000 rupees deduction. But that's my feeling toward that section. You should follow the same pattern that I'm showing you. First, actual expenditure, compare with the maximum amount, take whichever is lower, that is eligible amount. From eligible amount, you have to subtract employer contribution or insurance company's reimbursement. So that net amount, if it is there, then you will get a deduction. Otherwise, you will not get deduction. I hope I have made my point clear here. 80 DDB. With this, we are done with 80D series. Now let's talk about 80E series. Okay, let's talk about 80E series here. Next series is 80E series, interest on loan for higher education. Very simple section. I don't want to waste more time here. If somebody has paid money for higher education on the children, self or spouse, they will get a deduction. Higher education means any education that you pursue after plus two. Okay, after plus two, whatever education you pursue, BCom, BA, BBM, MBA, whatever you can do. Okay, that is the higher education. Here there is no limit on amount of deduction, but there is a limit on how many years you can claim the deduction of on interest. So they are saying maximum 8 consecutive assessment year is allowed here. The loan can be taken for self, spouse or children or any student for whom assessee is the legal guardian. Very easy section. There is one easy illustration also given. In exam, they will give you principal amount as well as interest amount. Ignore the principal amount. Only deduction is available in form of interest. The next deduction is for 80EE. Sir, 80EE talks about additional deduction for SOP. You know that for self-occupied property in house property chapter, there is section 24B. Section 24B puts maximum limit on interest. Please understand, maximum limit on interest as 2 lakh rupees when the property is purchased or constructed by taking a loan from banking institution. So the maximum limit there is 2 lakh rupees. Sometime assessee may pay more interest than 2 lakhs. Assessee has paid 3 lakh rupees. In my example, assessee have paid 3 lakh rupees. How much maximum deduction he can claim? In house property head, he can take only 2 lakh. So assessee is little sad. I paid 3 lakh rupees interest, but government is giving me only 2 lakh rupees deduction. I should get some extra benefit. That extra benefit is available to the assessee if he complied these 4 conditions. Loan should be from banking or financial institution for acquisition of residential property, not commercial property. The purchase price of the house should be up to 50 lakh. That means it should be affordable house. It should not be bungalow and lavish home. The loan should have been sanctioned during the period 1/4/2016 to 31st March 2017. The loan amount should be maximum 35 lakh. Very, very important. Assessee should not own any other house other than the date of sanction of the loan. And this is the deduction in addition to, please understand, this is deduction in addition to 2 lakh rupees, which you already get in section 24B. Now this deduction is already expired. Okay, because right now in 2020-21, nobody can take the deduction of 80EE newly. Okay, if you have acquired the house property in 2021, you are not eligible for 80EE benefits. Why, sir? Because this deduction was available only in 16-17 financial year. Then why am I teaching you? Because if somebody has taken the loan in 16-17, housing loan is usually for 15 to 20 years time. So people who were eligible in 80EE and who has taken the benefit of 80EE in the 16-17 are still claiming deduction even in 2021. Please understand. Therefore, this kind of benefit is written. Sir, but I also wanted to purchase house property. I will not get deduction under 80EE. Do not be sad. For you, the new section is introduced by the government, that is 80EEA. Interest on housing loan. This is also an interest on housing loan. People who have missed the opportunity of 80EE, they can take the opportunity of 80EEA. Till last year, the 80EEA limit was 31st March 2020. If you wanted to take benefit of 80EEA, that is additional deduction of 1,50,000. Okay, even more deduction. In 80EEE, we have maximum 50,000. Here it is 1,50,000. If you wanted to take this particular deduction, originally you should have taken the loan between 1/4/2019 to 31st March 2020. Government of India, because in COVID situation, people were struggling with the life. They did not purchase the house property. They have extended this by 31st March 2021. Because in your previous year, this limit is extended, I assume they may target question from 80EEA in examination. So please study this section in detail. Here, the stamp duty value of the property should be less than 45 lakh. Okay. All the conditions are almost similar to whatever we have discussed so far. So please see this condition. You know that apart from Elon Musk, Tesla cars, India is also have started manufacturing electrical vehicles. And in Kerala, you might have seen electrical auto rickshaws and all. So many electrical vehicles have been launched in market by Mahindra, by Tata, by Honda. So obviously government of India is going to encourage the purchase of electrical vehicle. For that, they are going to give deduction under section 80EEB. If you have taken the loan and you have purchased the electrical vehicle, we will give you deduction under 80 EEB. Usually whenever you take the housing loan, the deduction is available under section 24B or section 80 EE or section 80 EEA. These are the section where you take the deduction. When you take the car for your personal use, whenever you take the car for personal use, there was no deduction available in the law. Right now also there is no deduction available in the law. But if it is an electrical vehicle, you will get a deduction under 80 EEB to the extent of 1,50,000. Condition is the loan should be from the bank, financial institution, including NBFC. Here NBFC is allowed. In above section, NBFC was not allowed. Government of India know that India is not ready for electrical vehicle immediately. Therefore, they have given the extended period of time. Till 2023, at least India will be mentally ready. People in India will be mentally ready for buying electrical vehicles. And then they will get a deduction. Okay. Some small things are said here. 80GG is a very big section. I will come to 80GG later on. Let me finish some small section before I can start 80GG in next series. Sir, 80JJAA. Again, one of the most important section here, 80JJAA. Again, in 6 minutes, the session will be log out. Please log in immediately. Please log in immediately. Yeah. Deduction in respect of 80JJAA. If you are creating new employment in the India, then we will give you deduction under 80JJAA, which is very, very important for industry. Industry who is supposed to get books of account audited. Obviously, we cannot give deduction to unaudited SSC because there is no checkpoint on that. For audited SSC, a chartered accountant will come and he will cross check whether you are complied with 80JJAA conditions or not. Therefore, it is only available for business class who is applicable for 44AB audit. That means turnover is more than 1 crore. So what is the amount of deduction? 30% of additional employee cost is available as a deduction. Sir, only 30%. I have paid 10 crore rupees as a employee cost and you are giving me deduction of only 3 crore. Beta, this 10 crore is already taken as a deduction under PGBP chapter. This is in addition to that particular PGBP deduction. That means technically you are getting 130% deduction. 100% deduction was already given under PGBP chapter. In chapter 6A, again we are giving you 30% deduction, and that is not for 1 year, 2 year. It is for 3 consecutive years. That means if you hire employees first year, for those employees you will get a deduction for 3 years to come. Okay. So for first 3 years, you are going to treat that particular employee as a new employee. Sir, what do you mean by employee cost? Total emolument. So it includes basic salary, DA, work usage, whatever benefits we are giving to the employee, everything will be covered here. Sir, if existing business, for existing business, additional employee cost will be nil. That means we will not give you deduction. If you are playing a game of fire and hire. So what do you mean by fire hire? You are removing workers and you are hiring new workers. You are removing old workers and hiring new workers. No, sir, then you will not get a deduction. Also, you will not get deduction if you make payment in cash, because cash can be manipulated. You can show the fake workers. Therefore, we are saying no, the payment has to be made by account pay check, draft, or any other prescribed electronic mode. That means NEFT or RTGS or Beam Pay, UPI Pay, all those. That means banking payment, not cash payment. Sir, for new business, total employee appointed in the current year, total employees are called as new employees. For existing employees, any increment, if existing employees are 500 worker, and if you hire another 100 worker, we will consider this 100 worker as a new worker. Whenever you hire new worker, you will get a deduction under 80JJAA. Additional employee means those employees who does not have salary more than 25,000. If you hire a new director whose salary is 2 lakh rupees per month, we will not consider him as eligible under 80JJAA. People who are having salary less than 25,000 can be eligible. If employees are working for less than 240 days in a year, those employees will not be eligible for deduction in this year. From next year onward, they will become eligible, but for this year, they are not eligible. For seasonal industry like apparels and footwear and leather product, this 240 days criteria is reduced to 150 days criteria. Because the employee should not be a casual employee or contract employee, we are putting one more check by saying the employee should participate in your provident fund, then only you will get a deduction. And those employees whose salary is funded by government scheme, they are also not eligible under this scheme. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. Books of accounts should be there. It should be the audited in the year. So this section we have done. 80 QQB royalty and on books, maximum deduction is 3 lakh rupees. So I don't want to discuss this. Royalty on patent, maximum deduction is again 3 lakh rupees. So whenever you earn royalty, the income link deduction is maximum 3 lakh rupees. If it is if you have given the royalty outside, if you have given the patent outside India and we are expecting foreign exchange payments in India, the foreign exchange payment should come to India within 6 months. Within 6 months, it has to come to India. Okay. Apart from 80G series, we have covered almost all sections. In the next series, which is the last session for the day, we will complete our 80G section. Please log in immediately. When I log out this, immediately means 1 or 2 minutes it takes to restart the system. So take a 2 minutes and please log in 2 minutes.